Hello guys, and welcome back to the Polaroid Promises podcast. And you're back here with your host, Emmy. Hi guys, first of all, congratulations to anyone who got their A-level or GCSE results. I know I've heard a lot in the news about the grade boundaries being absolutely ridiculous, so congrats to everyone. I hope you all got your dream unis and colleges and you're all off to great things. Congratulations for getting through it. It was very tough, but you've done it now, so celebrate. Kick back and relax until the new school year starts. To be honest, I was kind of short on what I wanted to discuss for the next coming episodes, so I ended up going for a coffee walk. But you know what, guys? Sometimes you need to just get up and get dressed and go get coffee. Go for a walk around the city. I don't know, where you guys live, and just drink that coffee. Maybe put on your headphones and get a playlist going and just think about nothing. I didn't even have a destination in mind. I just started walking and just see where I end up when the coffee's finished. I don't know if there's a science behind this. I don't know what the science is behind a lot of things that make me happy, but it's just something about just mindlessly wandering around for coffee. It's just so calming and relaxing. It triggers an off switch in my brain. All of a sudden I just can't think straight. I don't do it enough, but I think while I can, I'm gonna do it once a week just to switch off. I used to have a day dedicated to switching off and relaxing. I call it Sunday reset day. I really look forward to it, and it helped me get all my work done because I hated the fact that I might spill into Sunday if I don't do it. So I had a full routine going, and I'd get up, I'd finish my jug of water in bed, and then I'd get up and make my bed, open the windows and curtains, let some fresh light and air in, and then I'd put on my favourite comfies and go do my morning skincare. And then this is my favourite part of the day, I'd get up and do a huge breakfast and a coffee, and then listen to whatever podcast or favourite album was at the time for tidying my room, and I'd a little organising routine to all my stuff for the week. And by the time that this had passed, it's almost lunchtime. But because I had late breakfast, I just didn't bother with lunch. I just fill my water back up and then light my incense, do some yoga and meditate for about an hour, and then I got to read my book with another coffee. Because I did in fact drink quite a lot of coffee. I always think coffee doesn't count when I'm at home because we only have decaf, so I guess it's not real coffee. But in my head, I'm drinking water and milk, so it's not going to keep me up all night, It's not caffeinated, it's fine. And I really liked those days because my little Sunday ritual just kind of set me up for the afternoon and the evening. And then whatever I did just kind of depended on my mood. I always tried to do something away from the screen though. If I was going to draw, I'd draw on a sketchbook and not on my iPad. The only screen I'd having on was whatever I had music playing on, or I don't know, whatever. If I was watching something, I don't mind the TV being on, but I just tried to avoid social media as much as I could on that day. Just isolate for it wasn't even 24 hours, it'd be 12 hours, just have a break. I just didn't want to speak to anyone, and I guess that's fine. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Wanted to detach yourself a little bit. I feel a lot of people when I say that, I think that, I just want some alone time. It's kind of sad, or it's lonely, or there's something wrong, or sometimes it's really antisocial. But I don't know, some days I just don't want to speak to anyone. And it wouldn't bother me if 24 hours had passed and I didn't have a single interaction with another human being, because sometimes you just need that time. I feel I just learnt the hard way that, especially over the last year, that you should always value your time and you shouldn't waste it. Your time and your energy is precious. Whether it's time spent alone or with company, just don't waste your energy. I started to really value my time and energy and became very selective with who I gave access to that time and energy, and I was it is a privilege, it's valuable because it's so easy to be misspent. And it's just so damaging to you as an individual a lot of the time because you come away feeling drained. And when I felt, if I chose more carefully how that time was spent, I'd come away feeling energised and good about myself. But I guess it takes time alone after to learn and decide if that's okay, and it's what makes me happy. But how do I feel after this activity? Does the company of these friends how does that make me feel? Just kind of think that over and reflect on it. And that's kind of how I learned, those reflections do really teach you, a lot. I guess, some people journal to reflect, or they make like lists on the notes app, which I think is pretty cool. So then it's all on your phone, like it's right next to you. But sometimes just taking 5 minutes to think and make a mental note is all you need. It just gives you the opportunity to just be for a second and just feel before continuing on with life. And those few seconds are so precious. Like, I started to reflect on my coffee walks now, and I find that these times are when I'm most creative and I come up with the best ideas for these podcasts. Actually, there's been a lot of times where, like, post coffee wonder, I've sat down to write a bit of a script or build from there or make notes on a subject that I want to talk about. Even if something bad has happened, I'll just put a pin in it and rehash post coffee walk. It's like caffeinated meditation. I don't know how else to describe it, but it works, and it works a bit too well. I had my coffee walk on Monday this week. I ended up going to town super early because I was meeting my friends to go to the Trafford Centre, do some uni shopping. So I had a free Dunkin' token, so I was like, well, that's already given for where I'm going. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts, got myself a nice latte, and then just began my walk. I was there like an hour and a half early before I was supposed to meet her, so I had more than enough time. So I walked all the way through the Northern Quarter, back down, through past Selfridges, Arndale, and made my way to the Dunkin' on Deansgate, and got myself my coffee and made my way all the way through Spinning Fields and just kept walking in a big loop until she was ready. And just because, like, I'd worked a little bit in the early week, and then I had a really busy weekend because it was, my uncle did a big party, like a summer party barbecue, which was really lovely. I really enjoyed that. And the day before that, I was working, and I was out celebrating results. Day before that was results day. Day before that I was working and had results day anxiety. So it's just turned into a bit of a blur of a week. But something about that starting the week on that coffee walk this week was just an absolute reset. And I think I needed it. I'm really trying to find a way to work back into my life a Sunday reset day. And I think I'll have more luck with it at uni, because right now my schedule's very much all over the place. Like, I thought it'd get better when I was like, well, results day's out the way, but it's just the thing with working shifts. You never know when you are and aren't going to be working, so you can't really give yourself a day dedicated to relaxing and just to yourself, because you never know when it's going to be. So it has to change every week. But it's a little bit annoying because I do really like having a bit of a flow, but I mean, what can you do, you know? It is nice though. I've already got, like, in my head I have like picture perfect how I like each day to be. Like, I want to get up super early. Super early is like 7 a.m. It's really not that early, but, like, you know, to me it's early. Like 7, 8. Have a shower, go for a run, have breakfast, have a coffee, do my skincare, my hair and makeup, and then sit and reflect or journal or read for like 10-20 minutes and then start the day. It's ideally how I'd like to start every single day, because then you've got the whole rest of the day past, like, whenever that morning routine finishes, which will probably be like, I don't know, like 10:30, like 10 a.m. maybe. So just do whatever you want after that point. Like, that's the day. You're set up and ready for the day, you're organised for the day, and then now the day can start. Now the day can begin, and all those responsibilities can happen now. Like, you can go to class, you can go to a lecture, you can go to your sports event, you can go shopping, you can, I don't know, cook your tea, whatever you need to do. Like, you don't have to worry about anything because you're ready for it. I like that little, like, pre-day routine. It's like when you're working out. Like, I'd never just go on a run without stretching and warming up first. It's like the warm-up for the day. But I work pretty late, so getting up early is absolute pain. When I finish work, like, 10:30, 11:30, I don't want to wake up at 7 the next day, because I'm quite boring. I like to be in bed by, like, 9:30, 10, with a book and my big cup of water, and then watch something on the TV. Like, I'm really, really enjoying this Crunchyroll subscription at the minute. I've rewatched like all my favourite animes, and I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen at the minute. I'd already watched season 1, so I rewatched season 1. I watched season 2, I watched the movie. Now I'm rewatching season 1 again because we get the Shibuya arc coming out, and I want to be like completely caught up, so I'll do a complete run through. But yeah, I'd just rather be in like that chill moment, like the little chill comfy space. I'm very much a comfort person. Like, I don't mind being out late, but I'm also like, you gotta start the next day, you know? I don't know. Some people think it's boring, but that's just the way I am, I guess. I'm a bit more of a cozy person. But I mean, at uni, I feel like I'll be able to get more into that routine because I won't have anyone else to worry about in the house. Like, it will just be me and my flatmates who will just be, everyone's on their own timetable anyway. So I can come and go when I please. I can cook and eat when I please. I can work around my own timetable, and I'll have things to build into a weekly routine as well. Like, I'll have to worry about lectures and study time and like the actual like education part of uni, plus social events on certain evenings. Then I'll have a proper routine. But when there's just like, you don't know what's going to happen and there's random hours, it's so weird. It's really, really strange. I'm really excited to go to uni. I found out that there's a 5k. There's 2 5ks on my campus actually. There's one that goes from east to west, which are the 2 campuses at York, and there's one that goes like around like the park, I think it is. That's like just off East Campus, so that's pretty cool. So I'd like to like run that in the morning and then start my day from there. But I don't know, I guess we'll see. I feel like once I go and settle in after freshers, then I'll be ready. But I'm just kind of waiting for it to happen. Very much so. Like, I'm very much trying to romanticize, you know, my current life. I have really nice little like pretty things for my room, and you know, as soon as we get the slightest cloud or spot of rain, best believe I'm putting on my autumn playlist and I'm sitting in bed with my pumpkin mug and watching The Nightmare Before Christmas or Hocus Pocus. I've watched that movie 3 times this week because I'm craving autumn now. We're almost there. The leaves in the garden are slowly starting to change. They've gone a little bit like yellowy, so close. It's basically September, which means it's basically autumn, which means that like the pumpkin spice lattes are back at Starbucks. As basic as it is absolutely like a yearly guilty pleasure of mine. I love it. They're just so good. The pumpkin cream cold brew though, that's the best one. I'm really excited to try I think it's like apple crisp shaken brown sugar oat milk thing. I don't know. I have no idea what it's called, but it's something like that. It looks really, really nice. I think it's like apple crisp and cinnamon. I bet that'd be really tasty. So it's almost autumn time. Yay. I feel like autumn's like the time of new beginnings as well. Way more than spring. I think like there's very few things I hate in this world, but if I had to give it like a top 3, it would be udon noodles, springtime, and bugs. Well, that's kind of, I don't mind bugs, but I really don't like it when they're near me. It's not a fear, they just kind of freak me out. They're just a bit weird. I don't know, that's a side tangent that we don't need to go on. Yeah, not a big fan of those 3. But yeah, I really don't like spring. It's just kind of boring. I feel like if I lived somewhere really aesthetically pleasing in spring, then I'd like it. Like if I lived in Kyoto and everything was pink and cherry blossom themed, then I would love spring. But spring here is not great, the same way summer here isn't great, where it's just humid and rainy or cold and rainy. Or we get a lot of snow, I guess, like start of springtime as well, which really annoys me because I'm like, it should have been at Christmas. But it's very odd. We also get summer earlier now as well. Like, we kind of just have rainy season after July, well, mid-July to September, and then sometimes we get like a hot September, which is the worst kind of September. It's got to be cold and brisk and chilly so I can wear my Ugg boots and have a chunky scarf on of a coffee weather. But yeah, spring is definitely my least favourite season. I'm very much an autumn winter kind of girl. Like, I love comfort. I like chunky scarves and Ugg boots and seasonal drinks and the music, and I love Halloween and carving pumpkins. And I love it when it goes dark, when I used to finish school. Like, I'm excited to walk to the library or to work or home from my lectures at like 4:30 and the sun's going down, because it's so exciting. I love it. I love winter evenings because I just feel like the days are a little bit long in the summer, you know, a little bit long. Like, the colder and the cozier the better for me. It's also like more like candle season. It's hard to appreciate a candle as much in the summer. They're very wintry in my eyes. But I am just geeking out about the fact it's almost autumn time, basically. And I've already started buying like new knitted jumpers and cozy bits. I bought so many jumpers and joggers for uni. I'm just petrified I'm going to freeze to death, because we get like cold weather it gets pretty cold in Manchester, but we don't really get we kind of get snow. Like, we get snow in the bit I live in, but like not really. But apparently in York they get snow, like thick snow. Like, I've seen the pictures of that campus last Christmas and it's freezing. And I remember going for my interview. My interview last year for the uni was like 2 days for my birthday. I think it was on the 5th. My birthday's the 8th. Something like that anyway. And I remember going and getting out of the car and I was like, okay, I gotta look smart for this interview. So I wore like some nice jeans, a big like leather blazer and just a long sleeve top. I froze to death because for some reason getting into the car and walking around like that here was fine, but in York it was freezing. It was so cold. I was shivering and I didn't want to leave the car. I just sat in the car with my dad like, I don't want to get out yet, it's too cold. And I was super early. Yeah, everyone's in like winter coats and stuff. It got really, really chilly really quick. But it was super cool. I really liked the campus as well. Like, that time of year when I went, it looked very Centre Parksy. Like, it was like a cute little countryside village. I think it's just because it's in the middle of nowhere, really. Like, and I know it's called York. It's not even in York. It's in like the next town. I think it's called Heslington. But it's just like surrounded by fields and farms, which is great. I like the countryside. Like, I'm definitely a country person. It's just a bit more peaceful and chill. But yeah, it's just kind of it felt like, anyway, East Campus felt like it was in the middle of nowhere anyway. It might have just been me, I don't know, but it's really cool. It's dead chill, and there's that huge lake as well, which is next to my accommodation, actually. I got my college confirmed, which is super exciting. I'd like to try out for the college sport as well. I think that'd be really fun. I definitely want to join the uni volleyball team. And I wanted to play college volleyball, but I don't think my college has a volleyball team, because I went on their sport page and they didn't have one, so I was a little bit sad. But there's lots of other things I can join in on, so maybe I'll do the badminton. I don't know. I quite like badminton. It's good fun. But I would definitely like to play volleyball for college. That'd be super, super fun. Sorry for the uni if I can't play for the college. Which, it's just it's really cool how these I think college is varsity, and then there's inter-uni competitions as well, and then there's the Roses Cup, and the winner of varsity plays Durham after Durham's inter-uni college competition, because Durham's another uni that operates on houses and colleges. So at York, it's like Harry Potter. For anyone who doesn't know, I don't know how else to explain it. It just is you know how they get the sorting hat, and then he puts the hat on everyone's head, and then he'll shout out a house. It's kind of like that without the hat, but the uni just gives you a house. That actually sounds really poorly explained now I've said that out loud, but I hope you know what I mean. So everyone belongs to a different house almost, and it's where your accommodation is, it's where you live. It's kind of cool actually. So there's I think there's 11 at York, and so basically the 11 will have their own sports team. Those sports teams will play each other, and then the winner of the competition between each college sports team will play the winner of the Durham's college sport team competition. So it's very exciting. Lots of opportunity for sports and getting involved, which is looking super exciting as well. I also bought my freshers ticket yesterday, which I had no idea what to buy, because there's ones with each college, then there's different separate USU events, and then there was a bundle. So I just kind of was like, well, I'll just buy the bundle because I have no idea what I want to go to. So I bought the one for my college and the USU bundle, which has like the 3 big USU events. I might have to double check what these events are, but I think I can remember off the top of my head. It was... Okay, I found it on my iPad. It was a comedy night, a film night, the Viking raid, and the fight night, which is looking really excited. The fight night will look cool. You have to get really dressed up for it. So I think like the thing said like dress to impress on it, like red carpet experience. I was like, oh, that's a bit fancy. The Viking raid's like the big bar crawl apparently. I was asking a girl who I've met who's on my course the year coming about the Viking raid. She said she did last year and it was really, really good. So that's looking super exciting. But they've also got like a self-care fair, and it looks so cute because they have like a dog patting event. Well, dog patting event, it's a dog therapy event, but you basically get to sit and cuddle loads of dogs. So I'm definitely going to do that. I think it's free to attend, but you pay for certain events there, and like they like a scrapbooking event, you have to pay for that. But it looks so good. And then there's like the big classic Freshers Fair as well, which is looking pretty cool. The Freshers Fair is like completely like free to attend as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's like they said they've got like loads of things up for grabs and like little like shopping bits, and you can find out more about the different extracurricular at the uni. So they said they've got like vintage clothes sale, and then they've got a free pizza from Domino's, and then they have loads of like national and local businesses with little freebies. So it's actually really cool. I'm very much excited for it. So I guess I've just got to check I'm prepared. I've got 3 weeks until I move out. I move out on the 17th, I think, that weekend anyway. So my last day at work here before I transfer is, I think, the 12th. And then I've just got to like just do it then. Just pack my bags and off I go. I definitely want to keep the podcast going while I'm at uni, so don't worry, this isn't going to go anywhere. Like, it will definitely still be a thing. I'll work it into my schedule somehow. Even if I just come home and record like 20 minutes of raw audio and chop it up like midweek, I'll definitely find time for it, because I feel like it's a nice way to keep everyone updated, like little updates. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening today. I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, whatever you're up to and wherever you may be. I hope this helped put a smile on your beautiful faces. If you want to hear more from me in the week, then please follow at Emily Blue Films on Instagram and TikTok for more regular updates, and also check out this podcast on YouTube. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.